Good afternoon, everyone. Thursday afternoon. Time for another vlog today. So today we're going to talk about opinions. Again, I apologize for the screen, the way it goes. I'm in my vehicle. These roads aren't very good around here, so... Okay, well, it's still gonna do that. Anyway, so the roads aren't very good, so that's why it bounces every once in a while. So yeah, we're gonna talk about opinions today, and we know everybody has them. But as I've stated, in previous vlogs, that, everybody's opinions should, be respected as opinions, and should at least be listened to, before people, dismiss them. Now, the problem is, and I'm sure I've said this before too, the problem is that people are these days forcing people to accept their opinions as facts and truth, when in reality a lot of them are not. Okay, so obviously an opinion is just somebody's opinion. It's not based on facts, it's not based on truth, it's just somebody's opinion. Because if you're trying to talk about facts or truth, then that's what they are, facts and truth, because they're backed up by such. They're not called opinions. Okay, opinions are different. Opinions is just somebody's feeling, somebody's viewpoint. That's all an opinion is. If you're stating a fact, then that's what it's called, a fact. And if you're stating that fact, that means you have something to back it up. Okay, same with truth. If you're stating truth, that means you're stating something that's, from my perspective, a biblical type of comment. More of a religious type of comment is what we consider truth. Okay? Because obviously, in my opinion, the Bible is truth. And facts are things that we know 2 + 2 = 4, 1 + 1 = 2. Those are facts. Okay? Those are facts. Okay? And I separate the two, truth and facts. I separate the two, because there's a difference. But opinions is just somebody's, like I said, viewpoint. Somebody's, whatever. That's not necessarily based off of facts or truth. It's just somebody's viewpoint. And so, but the problem is when people express their viewpoints, regardless if it's factual or not, they get canceled because people don't like their opinion. And all it is an opinion. Okay? And we have a problem. We have a problem because people think that their opinions are supposed to lend weight. Well, they don't. They're just your opinion. If you start bringing facts, you're not talking opinions anymore. You're talking facts. Okay, but a lot of people have opinions. Okay, everybody's got one in reality. And the problem with having opinions is that people take them too seriously. So I think people should stop taking opinions so seriously and just listen to people. Okay? Because everybody has a different viewpoint, and everybody, again, has a different experience. And we should respect that everybody is not robots. That is not, everybody needs to think the same. No, that's not what we need to turn ourselves into, is everybody thinks the same. No. What makes us unique as a species is that we all have different ways of looking at things. We have opinions. We're not all thinking the same thing. That would be boring. Okay. The great thing about the human species is that we all think differently, we all have different experiences, and we have the right to express those things as opinions. Okay? And I think that's being taken away from us. I think being able to express your opinion on social media, which in its name is supposed to be social, well, what's happening is they're taking down content that they don't agree with. When in reality, if you're stating facts, you shouldn't be taken down. If at all, you're stating truth. Well, people will argue that may not be something that you can or cannot take down. But if you're stating a fact and you have evidence to support it, then there's no reason for you to be taken down. But there's no longer a standard anymore. The standard is people make opinions, and when people don't agree with your opinions, you're taken down for it. You're canceled for it. You're harassed for an opinion. That's all it is. It's an opinion. And I think that therein lies the problem. There are plenty of issues that people can talk about these days. So much going on in this world. The whole world's gone upside down. What was good is now bad. What was bad is now good. We're trying to act like God and change our gender and change all these things that we're not supposed to be doing. It's not our place to do. It's not right to do, in my opinion. Morally is wrong, in my opinion. And that we're playing God, and that's going to lead us in a path we don't want to go down, in my opinion. Now, my opinion, in many ways, is supported by the truth, the Bible, and in some respects, supported by facts, depending on where you get your information from. That's why it's important to get it from various sources and not just the ones you agree with. So that's why opinions are being put down, because for whatever reason people don't agree with your opinion. Well, it's your opinion. Get over it. You don't have to agree with it. Just get over it. Okay? Get over it. You don't like that person's opinions, and don't follow, view, watch, listen to that person. It's really simple. But people want to do their own thing, and people feel that social media gives them power, which it does not. Well, yeah, it actually kind of does. It does, but in reality, if you weren't a powerful person in person, then social media is not it's going to give you power, but it's going to be a false power. Because, like I said, you're social media brave, but when you encounter that person in person, then all of a sudden, you don't want to have a discussion. Now you're big and bad on social media. You're a coward in person. That's all really social media does to people. Social media either creates false narratives, or it only accentuates what you already are before you got on. So powerful, influential people become more powerful, and wannabes become powerful, but it's fake and false. It's fake and false. So opinions, I believe, are important. I believe they should be part of the discourse. I believe what colleges used to be, which would be a bastion of free speech, is no longer the bastion of free speech anymore, because they're curtailing speech, which is a shame, because that's where a lot of people that got out of high school, went to college, learned a lot of things, because colleges were bastions of free speech. And irregardless if you agree with it or not, it was encouraged that you formed your own opinion and that you were able to express your opinions. That's not the case anymore. Okay? That's not the case anymore. Like media and social media, you're no longer free to really express yourself the way you want to anymore. And that's a shame. Because, you're making millions of dollars off of people that say things, but now you're curtailing people and losing money by doing it. It doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, opinions are important, regardless if you agree with them or not. They're important. And they should be listened to, because maybe somebody's opinion may make you think. God forbid you should actually think. And that's what we need more of this world. People actually thinking and listening. Because you might learn something. And again, an opinion is not meant to be factual or truthful. It's just an opinion. But opinions are important because it allows discourse. It allows people to come together that may not necessarily either know each other or agree with each other, but it allows them to come together, express it, and then you as an individual formulate it from there. Formulate your opinion from there. Maybe it's a new opinion you got. Maybe you stick with yours. Irregardless, opinions are important. And I think social media needs to go back to being a bastion of free speech and allowing people just to say what they want. Okay? Unless you're making threats. That's the only reason you would be canceled or taken off social media, is if you're making a viable threat where the law enforcement has to get involved. Or that you're promoting something that's already illegal, then that should be allowed. But we know that's being allowed. We know that terrorism is illegal. But yet terrorists are all over social media, and they have more free speech than we as United States citizens do. You could be of a certain color and say you're going to kill somebody, and that's okay. But you could be another color and say the same thing and be canceled. And law enforcement will be called on you. So some people have opinions that matter and others don't. Well, that's wrong. Everybody should have the same right to express their opinions. And guess what? If your feelings are hurt, oh well, stop watching them. Stop giving them money. Stop, doing whatever. Your feelings are irrelevant. Feelings are irrelevant in a free discourse of speech. Feelings are irrelevant. If your feelings are hurt, okay. Now, if you're talking to somebody who's a caring person, then okay, that's great. But in the end, feelings are irrelevant when it comes to speech. That's what's wrong with society now. Everybody's got their feelings hurt. We can't talk about real issues because somebody might be offended. Who cares? Suck it up like a grown man or woman and move on. If you don't like what people say, then stop following them. Stop listening to them. There are other people that you can listen to. But heck, even social media companies don't believe in that. They don't believe in free discourse and free speech anymore. The thing that made them millions of dollars, they don't believe in anymore. Because now they're so big, they don't care. So, and all these new startups, social media startups, are all great, wonderful, and fine and dandy, and that's fine. But in the end, they don't have the traction that the big companies do, and probably never will. And I'll be honest, I tried those other smaller social media things, and nobody followed me at all. And even though those other social media companies, for the most part, I fit in better because I agree with most of what they say, nobody cared what I had to say. Just like, most people don't particularly care what I have to say on here, and that's okay. I'm not on here. If I get followers, great, and I'm thankful for the 21 I have, even if they don't care nothing about me. But the simple fact of the matter is that we should be able to express our opinions, and we that are listening should be respectful and allow them to express that. Now, if you're going to be disrespectful, then I, as the moderator of a social media of a channel on this social media platform, can get rid of your opinion on my channel, because that's my channel. I don't have a problem with you having a different opinion as long as you're respectful. Be respectful. Don't post dumb stuff that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about just so you can post something or whatever. No, I'm going to get rid of you then too, because it's my channel and I can do what I want. And so I should be able to talk what I want. And you as a viewer or as a member should be able to express your opinion. And all I ask is that you be respectful. That's all I ask. And if you agree with that, then you'll stay on. And I want you to. And I want other people to come on. Because guess what? We're all here to be able to express an opinion and watch others express theirs. That's what we're on here for. So maybe a little common sense, which isn't common anymore. Maybe we all should just be adults. Stop allowing feelings to get in the way, because nobody cares about your feelings. Because all we're doing is expressing opinions. Sometimes we're expressing facts. Sometimes we're expressing truth. But either way, your feelings have nothing to do with it. I personally don't come on here purposely trying to offend anyone. That's not me as a person. I'm not trying to offend anyone or hurt anybody's feelings for that matter. But if I do, oh well, then go somewhere else. But that's not my intent. My intent is just to express my opinions and or facts and or truth. And, hey, that's just the way it is. If you don't like it, fine. There are plenty of other channels on here that you can go to that you can agree with. But in all honesty, I'd rather have a discourse with somebody that I may not agree with, but that's adult enough and has enough common sense to where even if we don't come to an agreement, we can agree to disagree, and that we can respect each other's opinions. That's what I want. I know that's difficult, but that's what I want. Because if we can be respectful, even if we don't agree, then guess what? We can have a great conversation. We can have great discourse and show that free speech still is free. Because in reality, it's really not free anymore. Because the platforms that were created for it aren't allowing you to have freedom of speech anymore. Either they'll block you, cancel you, or you'll get a strike. They'll take your money away. If this is what you do to make money, is get on YouTube and create content, well, you have to be careful what you create, because you may offend somebody. And then if you do that, you'll get a strike. You get enough strikes, they take your money away from you. That's why you never put all your money in one pot. You have to have different types of revenue streams. If this becomes a revenue stream for me, wonderful. But I'm not relying on this to do this. I'm on here just to express my viewpoints. And that's it. If it becomes something more than what I initially started as, wonderful. That's great. All the better. All the better. But we have to be mindful that people's opinions are important and that they should be allowed to express them. They should be allowed to express them. And that's all I'm saying. Just let people have their opinions. You ain't got to like it. Just let them have it. You could disagree with it. That's okay. But be respectful. Listen to it. And you might find something that you do agree with, or at least say, you know what? I'm curious to know why you feel that way. And allow them and have a discourse. Wow, what a concept. But we've lost this concept. We've lost it. We've lost this concept because how certain people feel is now irrelevant. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. Everybody is important. Everybody is important because human life is important. So everybody is important. Now, again, humans have created different levels of importance. We know this because we've created titles and all this other stuff to make people feel more important. Well, everybody's important just at their core. You don't need a title to be important. Okay? Titles are man-made. Just like race is man-made. I know people don't like that, and I'll probably disagree with me on it, but it's true. Limiting people by the colors in a Crayola box is ridiculous. Because human beings aren't that simple. We are not that simple. In the beginning, it was simple. With Adam and Eve, it was really simple. But when Adam and Eve had children and they had children and so on and so on and so on, and as the world grew, it got much more complicated. And especially after not only did they grow, but then they started moving around the world. They got out of where they originated and started moving into different areas of the world. And in doing so, biologically, people will change to their environment. Regardless if you believe in evolution or not, people adapt to their environment. Okay? People adapt to their environment. Just like animals adapt to their environment. People adapt to their environment. And so opinions adapt because of experiences. One's experience when they're young may not be, one's opinion when they're young, may not be the same opinion when they grow up. Why? Because they've experienced more life. Life is an excellent way of, has a way of molding people. Good and bad. And through those experiences, we form our opinions. Everybody is important. But we as human beings are sabotaging our own species by taking these innate rights that we have as human beings away and forcing us to accept things that we don't agree with. Because that person's opinion is different than mine, but I'm going to force my opinion down your throat to make you see it the same way. No, that's not the way it should work. Regardless of what your opinion is. I've said this all the time. We in America are obsessed with race that no other country really is. We're obsessed with it. And when race is a man-made thing. It's a man-made concept. To again simplify us like a Crayola box. It's stupid and ridiculous. It's man-made. Titles, man-made, to make people feel like they're more important. Now, I know, because I'll probably hear this from, I can hear this in my head. Well, the Bible mentions certain times. Okay, all right, yeah, there are certain titles that the Bible does mention. I agree. But what we have done as human beings is made those much more important than they're supposed to be, and in doing so, make people feel more important than they should. We shouldn't be doing it. So, again, let people express opinions. Be respectful. Just listen. Let them have their way, and you might learn something. All right, well, I'm done for today. I prayerfully will see all of y'all again on tomorrow. If you enjoy this content or any of my videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. Support my son's website, philmartin.org. That's PHILL Martin, MARTIN.org. He has great content on there. Go visit it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Until tomorrow, God bless.